Experienced lineup on the other side. What can you take from that game into the regular season?
Yeah, I mean it's our actually it's on the positive side. Lots you can take from that game as far as preparing and helping you prepare for the season ahead. So the preseason is about. I've talked a lot about getting information and to get ready for the season. I thought tonight it was obvious and will be obvious and evident to our guys that they paid attention to the details and executed just some of the details much better than we did. And obviously the game gets away from you when you don't do that. So good negative experience if it's without costing you a regular season game. I mean, there's a lot you can take from this that'll help you prepare for the next one.
Were you having trouble like with your forwards and your defense? What I mean by that is it looked like sometimes your D got the puck and they didn't have anywhere to go with it. Your forwards seemed like they were gone, type of a thing, or they weren't where they were supposed to be.
Disjointed is probably the best way to I wrote that down on my card. We had no rhythm. Nothing was in sync, and that happens. When you play a long season. This has been a long camp for guys, and you like every other game. This was a 7-1 game, 2-1 game. Doesn't matter. You lost it, and you got to learn from it. It's got to help you get stronger and better. I know this one will. It's probably better that it was that lopsided because it's clear and evident that we need to get better, and the focus is on there. And there's a lot to take from it to fine tune, I guess. So. I trust our guys. I'm not overly concerned. The preseason is about going through experiences like this, and I think it'll help us.
Do you think are you concerned at all that both of Eric's games in the preseason you guys, frankly, like it was a bad start for the group around him, and getting ready this season, it doesn't seem like that would be ideal for a goalie who's going to play a lot of games for you.
Not concerned about it. I think he. He's a pro. He's been around. If he was a young guy and we were talking about a younger player, I would have more concern. I think that's a legitimate question, but not in this situation. He knew he's coming into this game on a road, and he when I talked to him earlier, he wanted road games. He said they're harder. There's a better lineup against you. Typically, the visiting team doesn't have as strong a lineup. He's phrased it that way. He goes, "This is what I want. I'd rather have a tougher game than an easier game." So that shows you his mentality. So no, I'm not concerned.
The preseason obviously is 6 games. What was your takeaway from the whole preseason as a whole?
Nothing different than what I expected. It's about giving you some information to get ready for the regular season, a few practices before the next game. But that's going to go on. Early season hockey is going to be early season hockey. It's going to be lots of sloppy play through the whole league. You flip on the TV at night, and it's not how it just finished with all the fine-tuned execution of Stanley Cup playoffs. So it's a process all teams have to go through, and you have to push through it with, again, the clips that you'll see and the things you'll fine-tune in practice or target in practice. They become more evident as you progress through the early part of the season, and my approach is it's a process to get to your game, and that takes NHL games, NHL pace, and we're going to go at it with that mindset.
I think JJ played 5 of the games. How important was that coming in? Part of the plan to just get him on the ice as much as possible.
Very important for JJ and Quinner to play games. They played almost the whole year in the American Hockey League last year. It's a different level. This game here was a different level than earlier preseason games, obviously because of their lineup, and that'll be the case through the early going. We're still a really young team. The negative is you're going to have growing pains. The positive is they will grow really fast. For all our young guys, and we've seen that, we've witnessed that. We need to stay, confident and comfortable in that. There's no reason not to.
You're a coach. I know for 6 days you can find things to work on, but on the other side of the coin, do you almost wish maybe you had a game sooner just to get it started?
I guess I haven't thought about that, Paul. It's the schedule when it lays out. You just take it as it comes. But no, I'm excited because I believe in our young talent. And it's young, and like I said, you're going to have mistakes, you're going to have growing pains, but they'll grow from it really fast because they're talented. So tonight, there was a lot of really good lessons tonight. without a sacrifice of a loss. And as far as the regular season and points, it's. This made us better. We talk about JJ and Quinter and some of the other young guys that are in the lineup. This makes us better. The brunt of it was bore by Comrie, as Lance mentioned, and it's unfortunate, but he can handle that. Thanks, Coach.